I'm going to hit record. I realize that people will be jumping on and off throughout the call and catching the recording. So I want to welcome you to the call this evening. And I wanted to share with you just one quick announcement before we get started. And then we're going to jump into our topic tonight, which is all about recruiting. And I'm actually going to share with you something that we're about to work on and launch for 2019 as a team. So anyways, first things first, I have mentioned it a couple times so far leading up to this week, but this is it. This week is our super weekend. We used to call it Super Saturday, but Beachbody has since changed the name of it. The reason being is because a lot of coaches, they will have it, their teams will have it on Friday night or Saturday or Sunday. So calling it Super Saturday didn't quite make sense anymore. So what I want you guys to do, if you have not already committed to going, I want you to figure out, how can you make this work? How can you get there? How can you find a location that's nearby? I promise you it's going to be scary, right? If this is your first time going, it is a little bit intimidating, but it will help you so much in your business, and it will give you the opportunity to see the people behind the screens. What you're going to find is that it's a community of, honestly, ladies, it's mostly women. I can't be like discriminating. There are male coaches, but it is a very large community of women who are there to uplift you and support you and who want you to be at this event. So regardless of where you live, I want you to go. There is an FAQ in your back office regarding Super Saturdays. You can find out where the closest one is nearby, but I want you to get out of your comfort zone, and I want you to say, I'm going. Like, that's it. I'm going. I will be there. I want you to just tell yourself that. Now, if you can't make it work because you have your kids with you, check with the event host. They often will allow children to come. They won't be able to do the workout, but they can be there. I know Pittsburgh actually sells a ticket for children because they get it. They get that in this business, there are times when if you want to go, you're going with the kids. So while I don't really recommend it or say hey, take the whole clan, I would say if that's what's holding you back, take them with you. But anyways, reach out if you need help finding a location. If you want to come to one, I will help you figure it all out. So anyways, I have an activity for you tonight that I want to talk you through and I want to work on. So when you joined this group as our team, most of you joined because you were challengers, you got results, and then all of a sudden, maybe it was a month, maybe it was 2 months. How many of you, well, there's not too many of you on right now, but how many of you did it take till you became a coach? How many challenge groups, or were you right off the bat a coach? 2 challenge groups for you, Michelle. Jessica, how about you? Probably a little bit longer, right? Because you've been at it for a while? Probably a lot. She's muted, so I'm not sure. But for me, it was definitely 1 challenge group. I was in it, and I had zero intentions of being a coach. I was like, oh, never, never, never. And so I joined, and I ended up loving it. And, I actually invited myself to the coaching opportunity. Deidre always jokes that you should never not ask somebody, because you might be missing out, because she didn't ask Megan Blinka or me. We asked her. We were in the same challenge group. So I reached out to Deidre and I said, you know what, this is actually really fun and I like it, and maybe I want to do it too. So it took me a month, but I will tell you that I didn't go into this wanting to coach. And some of you have been the opposite, where you came to me and you're like, oh, I want to be a coach from day one. But then most of you have been our challengers first, and you're here because you got the results, you love the products and the programs, and you became an advocate for Beachbody and for what we do as coaches and our mission. And so it made sense and it was easy, right? But when you got here, you probably didn't have a background in direct sales or network marketing or promoting the coaching opportunity or even challenge groups. So you've had a learning curve where you had to learn maybe how to market yourself, how to brand yourself, how to use different social media platforms. And it's all been new to you. And so that's why we are here as your upline coaches to mentor you and to teach you how to do this business so that you can have success. But some of it also comes from you getting out of your comfort zone and saying, I'm ready for the challenge. I'm ready to do the next big thing. So you did that by coming to us and saying, I don't just want to be a challenger anymore. I want to share this mission. I want to help other people feel as good as I do. I remember that feeling myself. Like literally, I was showing everyone my containers on my lunch break. Like I was like, come see this. You have to try it. Like, oh my gosh, I love it. And no one was paying me a dime to talk about it. I was so passionate. Literally, like I remember telling my principal about it. I was like, you gotta see this. Like it's working, blah, blah, blah. And everyone was like really curious, but they're like, why are you telling us? Like there's no kickback for you. I'm like, just because I want you to do it, like genuinely. So anyways, I was so passionate about that piece that it became easy to recruit to challenge groups, because when you're getting results and when you love something, you want to talk about it, right? How many of you are like, when you're on your journey and you're feeling good, it's easy to post. It's easy to invite because you're like, I feel amazing. Like everybody needs in on this. But then whenever we talk to you guys about coaching or recruiting, all of a sudden, how many of you sometimes feel like, I don't know about that. I can't do that piece, right? And that's where the disconnect happens. And some of you are like, I can recruit to a challenge group. I can bring people in and let them do our programs because we know those work. But when you look in the mirror and you do that gut check, you're like, I'm kind of nervous to recruit. I'm kind of scared because what if it works? How many of you have had that feeling in your gut where you're like, what if I bring on a coach and now he or she wants trained? And I'm like, oh no. Have you felt that way before? I remember feeling that way whenever I was new. And I remember thinking, if I bring on a coach, I feel like I owe them the responsibility. Like I'm responsible to them to help them get started. But at the time when I was new, I didn't have a coach sneak peek. I didn't have a coach training. I had never made a YouTube video that was to teach somebody about coaching in my life. So I had this big learning curve. So what I did, and what I hope that you guys will do in the beginning, is I leaned into my upline. So my upline was Deidre Mangus, and she, month one, she wanted me to run my challenge group. And she was like, run a challenge group. You can do it with another coach. So I teamed up with another coach on my team on Forever Fit, and we ran a challenge group together. And I started as a coach in March, and that was April. In May, she's like, hey, I want you to recruit to the coaching opportunity. You'd be really good at bringing on new coaches. And I was like, no, like I am not recruiting to the coaching opportunity yet. I just want to do challenge groups. And she said to me that day, she said, why are you here? And I said, to help people, to be the best versions of themselves. And she said, and why else are you here? I said, to change my future. She said, what do you mean? I said, to change my financial future, to change my family's future, to learn how to be, a different kind of mom and to have a different kind of life for my family. And she said, okay. She said, the ticket to that is in recruiting. She said, you can sell challenge packs until you're blue in the face. But until you learn how to grow a team, you will not be able to do those things. And she said it to me straight. And she said, you need to learn how to mentor people, and you need to learn how to run coach sneak peeks and how to basically recruit to the coaching opportunity, how to talk about coaching in a way that doesn't feel scary. And I was like, okay, I get it. I saw the success that she was having. If you don't know anything about my upline coach, she's a member of the Million Club. She was an elite coach almost every year that she had been coaching. She left her ER nurse job. Like she just had it going on. And I was like, I will do whatever she tells me to do because she's got this business down. So anyways, and that following month, so during the month of May, she said, Sarah, I want you to invite 10 people to our team's coach sneak peek. And I was like, okay, who would I ask? And she said to me, she said, you ask your best challengers. That's who you ask. It's hard to cold invite to all your strangers on social media and say, hey, come join my team, because here's what does happen. When you just bring on strangers, they don't do a great job of staying with the business because they don't love Beachbody like you do. You want your challengers who, the ones who show up every day, who log their workouts, who log their Shakeology, who are getting results. Those are your best coaches, and they always will be. And they're the ones who will still be here 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now. So I want you to get good at looking at your challenge group and saying, who's a leader in this group? Who is really standing out? And those are the people I want you to work on inviting to the coaching opportunity. Now, I will tell you that they will probably tell you no thank you the first 1 or 2 times. And even for those who decide to become discount coaches, they may say no thank you. a few times, but I want you to learn how to continually ask them so that they can be a part of this. Now, what you're going to do is you are going to learn how to invite to the coach sneak peek. The first time you do it, first probably 2 times, I would say invite to your upline sneak peek if you have an upline. If you don't, then reach out to me and I will help you out and you can be a part of mine. But anyways, that's what you're going to do first. Once you feel like you're confident in that, that's when you're going to say, okay, how can I position myself as the leader? How can I run my own coach sneak peek so that I can begin to be seen as the leader and I can bring on new people and show them what this opportunity is all about? Now, this is where it can be intimidating at first because you're like, what do I share? Or I've only been coaching for a few months. Why would anybody want to join me or my team? And you self-doubt and you second guess. But here's the deal. When people are making this decision, they, for the most part, are already working with you because you are their coach and you're helping them get results as a challenger. They really admire you, they look up to you, and they respect you. So for you to ask them to do what you're doing often comes off as flattery. There are a lot of the times they're like, oh my gosh, I would never, or I never thought about it, or I can never do it. And the truth is that they could. And that some of them are already doing it. You ever have a challenger who posts quotes or they're like, hey, it's 5 a.m., I'm up, I'm working out already. And they're like running the group for you. Like they logged their workout before you did for the day. And you're like, wow, that person would be really good at this. So you want to get in the habit of inviting them. They need straightforward information. They don't necessarily need to know that you don't need to be the top coach in the network. You just need to give them the facts. So anyways, in a coach sneak peek, that's really all you do is you give them facts. You share with them some of the details about the coaching opportunity. We can share with you ours, show you examples of what we talk about. Basically, what you want to do is make a list of all the things people usually ask you. How much does it cost to be a coach? Do I have to be an expert on social media? What kind of training will I receive? Is there a discount for the military? Where can you be if you want to be a coach? Answer that: Canada, UK, United States. But like just these basic questions that you have the answer to. There's not a right or wrong answer. You don't have to be making $1 million a year to answer these questions. You just have to confidently share it. So what this is going to do is having a coach sneak peek is going to give you a space where you can send people. Because for those of you who are like, I don't want to invite to the coaching opportunity because then I might have to train someone. This is it. This is your stepping stone. We will get you the training materials. There's training in the back office. But this is how you begin to recruit your own team. You share the information. You position yourself as the leader. So this is going to save you from having to say the same thing over and over and over again, or to have to get on phone calls constantly. I will tell you that at this point, I don't have time to screen every person on Instagram who says, can you tell me more about coaching? Yes, I can. I have 5 videos that you can watch. After you watch those videos, we can chat more about the opportunity. Michelle probably has something very similar. She's on right now. We do not have time to screen every person who ever says, can you tell me a little bit more? Okay, because you're going to get lots of that. And you will find that if they're really interested, they will watch your 4 or 5 videos. And that's the people you want on your team, okay? Because they're go-getters. You don't want to spend 1 million hours talking on the phone to people who aren't really sure about the opportunity. So anyways, we're going to encourage you to kind of, just like we do with challenge groups, it's the I do, we do, you do approach. So with a challenge group, your first challenge group, if I'm your coach, I usually say I'll run it. You just join it, be a part of it, and put your people in it. The second month, I typically say we do. So I put you as a coach admin. I ask you to help contribute to the group. We do it together. Month 3, I typically say to you, you can fly solo. You're always welcome in the challenge group, but you can learn to fly solo. The same goes for coach recruiting and coach mentoring and doing like a sneak peek. I'll do the first one. We'll do the second together. You do the next one on your own. So really, when you hit month 3 or month 4 of being a coach, that's when you're going to start to say to yourself, okay, it's time to learn how to put together a coach sneak peek. Now, your platform can be whatever you want. You can do a blog post about it. You can do an email about it. You can make YouTube videos. You can have a closed Facebook group. You can have an Instagram account where you just talk about coaching. Those things are all kind of up to you. There's something that you can do on your own. I have a closed Facebook group. I have YouTube videos, and I have an email. And I'm working to put together a team Instagram where we can share that same information. So I have multiple options because sometimes people do say, I don't have Facebook and I'm not getting a Facebook account to watch your video. So you want to have a couple options, and I can help get you through creating this and setting it all up, but that's typically how you go about doing it. Now, what I will tell you is really important to do once you set this up is when you get them in the coach sneak peek, it's not enough to just have them join it. It's up to you then to follow up with them and say, hey, I'm going to add you into my coach sneak peek. I'm going to be available on, if today's Sunday, say on Wednesday. Do you have time that we could get on a phone call and talk more about what other questions you might have, or if you are ready to go forward with signing up? You guys have to understand that we are so busy right now. All of you are so busy and we're doing a million things. If you add me to a Pampered Chef group today, I will forget to order by Thursday. I promise. Okay. So I don't mind when the lady from the Pampered Chef group says, Sarah, you said you needed a new garlic press. It's Thursday. Orders are due tonight. I say, thank you for reminding me. I would lose my head if it weren't connected. So I want you to know that once you invite them to your sneak peek, you tell them, here's the videos, here's what to do. I want you to realize you're not bothering them by following up and saying, hey, it's Wednesday. Did you watch the videos? Okay, great. You did? Awesome. I'm free tomorrow. Can we chat? Now, this is the generation of they don't want to get on the phone with you. So maybe they prefer text or maybe they prefer email. Ask them that question. But that's how you're going to close. Just creating that group and putting them in it will not be enough. It's going to require individual time on your part of following up with each person. Everyone has different hesitations about coaching, but most of them are all simple hesitations that really, the more you just sit down and talk with them, the more they're like, oh, that was a silly concern. That was a silly worry. And they're eager and they're excited. And so I just really want you guys, as we go into 2019, I want you to feel confident as the leader. And I want you to learn how to lead your own teams so that you can continue to have success in this business. It's really fun to help someone get weight loss results, but it's even more fun to help your coaches get started and have success and have financial success. It's awesome. I'll never forget whenever one of my challengers was like, oh my gosh, I was able to, this is always big for me. I really feel really moved whenever people are able to help pay for their Christmases with cash. I don't like to see people going into debt in the holidays, and to be able to have a coach fund their Christmas with Beachbody money, like, to me is very awesome. So when I get messages like that, I'm just like, oh, this is great. So that's going to happen for you too. You know, you're going to not just be able to bring in income for yourself, but you're going to be able to mentor people who are joining you so they can see the same success, and you'll be excited about it. I promise. This point in the business, I get more excited about teaching new coaches than I do challengers because it's just so fun, and the potential and the impact is so exciting. So anyways, one thing that I want to encourage you to do is I want you guys to think about and put it on your calendar. Say to yourself, it's January. If I've never done a coach sneak peek for January, I'm going to invite to my upline sneak peek. And then for February, I'm going to help with my coach's sneak peek. And then for March, I'm going to do my own. So that means that our team, because a lot of you haven't done one yet, during the month of March, we want to see an influx of our coaches on Team Fit and Fabulous having their own coach sneak peek. Okay. So that's our goal as a team, that by March, most all of you have been coaching for a few months, are able to do your own sneak peek. It'll mean that we have to help mentor you, help you get, here's what I would talk about, here's the format, all those things. But I just want you guys to put that on your goal board, put that on your calendar, that you position yourself as the leader, and that by March, okay, which is great because I've got a baby that's going to be coming in March, so I'll be glad to see some of you taking on your own leadership roles. I want you to try to do it on your own. Now, last but not least, so we have 10 minutes left and I want to get ready to wrap up. But what I would like for you to do, those of you who are listening to this recording, I want you to know that I am trying to get creative and put our Coach Sneak Peek in another place. So we're going to be working on it. Some of the leaders are coming to my house this weekend and we're going to walk through it some more. But we are working to have a Coach Sneak Peek for the team and just a team Instagram account where we share just like it's the coach successes, a day in the life of the coach, information about the opportunity, just kind of fun stuff for our team. So if you have not already done so, I would like it if you could please go on Instagram and follow the account Team Fit and Fabulous. There's no spaces, no underlines. It's just Team Fit and Fabulous. You'll see the account has probably like 4 followers because we're not doing anything with it yet. We're just setting it up. But I want you to go follow it. And I'm going to be actually looking for volunteers during the month of January to share. I'm going to have you do an Instagram takeover. So you're going to take over the account for the day and you're going to share what it looks like to be a coach for you and what you do. So there'll be like an intro story in the morning. I'll make it. It'll be your picture. It'll share how long you've been coaching, and then and what you maybe do for a living. And then you're going to basically just show like a day in the life of you and how you make the coaching opportunity work. Those will get shared and saved in our story highlights so that others can go back and look at it. I think this is awesome because this gives people a chance to see that like it's not just the person who quit. At this point, I am a little bit less relatable, right? For the people who follow me on social media and they see that I've been in the business 5 years, I don't work a full-time job anymore, I'm only a coach, like everyone's like, yeah, that's awesome, but I'm not there, right? But they have to realize I was there. And so for some of you who are, a year in and you're like, I'm hustling, I'm staying up till 11 or 5 or whatever, and I'm trying to build this in pockets of the day. I was you, and I did that. So I want you to show others what that looks like because yours looks different than mine, and your hustle looks different than mine. Some of you are probably more productive than I am because you have less time. But anyways, I will be getting out a sign-up form this week. We're going to pick some dates in January. What's going to happen this week on that team account? So I really want you following it now. You're going to see me share Monday through Friday. I have planned that each day I'll be updating one of the story highlights. So right now, if you look at the highlights, there's nothing in them. Everything's just empty. So like, for example, tomorrow, I'll be updating the coach travel and the coach trips or whatever I called it. So you'll see me featuring that. And I'll start to talk about it on my own personal Instagram account. So I'll say, hey, for those of you who've been interested in what I do in the coaching opportunity, go check this out. And each day I will share a different aspect of coaching. That will actually be my own personal coach sneak peek this week because I'll be pushing people to that Instagram account to look at the information. Does this make sense to you guys? Okay, so it's going to be a lot of fun. We have Super Saturday coming at the end of this week. So again, I'm going to talk about coaching all week. Then I'm going to have this event, and some of my teammates are coming. Like I just really have a lot of fun stuff coming up for the coach opportunity. So anyways, I want you, when you get off the call tonight, I want you to sort of take a minute, scroll your social media feed and say to yourself, how much have I talked about the coaching opportunity versus challenge groups? Some of you are getting really good at talking about nutrition and eating and challenge groups, but when I say to you, have you talked about the coach opportunity? You're like, oh, no. So anyways, I want you to challenge yourself this week and say, okay, whatever I did last week in posts about coaching, I want to double that. So if it was 0, you owe me 2 coach posts. If it was 2, I want to see 4. So whatever your number was, I want you to double it. Okay? That is all that I have right now. Michelle, do you have anything that you want to share or say about just like things that I've maybe missed or you see upcoming?
No, I just did IG Live coaching opportunity and YouTube. So I covered when you were going through those things. I'm like, yeah, I think those are all the things I talked about. So like, it's like great. I had a little mental checklist. And so
Good.
those are
Okay.
And just making sure everybody, when they are talking to people about coaching, that they make sure and reinforce that it's not necessary to be at your goal. I think that's an important one. A lot of people are nervous about that.
Absolutely. Michelle, how long did it take you to feel confident in presenting the coach opportunity?
A really long time, probably also because I didn't start right away. I think, so now I was like, oh, I'm going to do this at 7. I didn't really have any notes. I just feel like I can talk about it and it just flows. So I think that, watching other people's is helpful. So for me, like I would tune into, Melanie or Deidre or you, and I see how you do it. And then I listen, I'm like, yeah, those are all the questions. You can see how it just goes together. So I do think it's helpful to tune into, you know, your
so like an I do, we do, you do, you think is probably the best bet. Yep. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Well, I'm excited to see you this weekend. I get to see Michelle this weekend, so I'm super pumped. All righty.
I'm up for whatever.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, ladies. Thank you for catching the recording. Thanks for joining us live. We will see you next week. Take care. Bye.